Hello, welcome to the video. Today we're going to take a look at some gameplay with the Shadow Golurk. I got some sent to me here, so thanks for this. We're going to see what we can see as well here, where the player might be able to improve. We're going to have the Shadow Golurk here. The battles were already edited before, so let's see how this is going to go. We're going to have a very decent lead here, but I guess the opponent doesn't know that the league already changed. Now they're still running the Thackery, which got double nerfed this season, so this Pokemon definitely going to not have as much play anymore. But we're going to see the Walrein in the back. I think it's kind of a team that I also suggested for people to run here. With the Walrein in the back as well as the core, of course, of the LilyKatchum. Very solid team, I would imagine so, but we're gonna find out today if it's actually gonna be a solid team anyway. So yeah, we're gonna see here the full farm down from that Walrein against that. Yeah, actually it's kind of awkward for me right now to talk about the kind of battles here because they're in German. I am German and it's very difficult for me to say the English names when I see the German ones the entire time on the screen, but at least you're gonna see a bit of it. Here, Wuchtschlag is coming through. Of course, Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch is going to be able to connect, getting some super effective damage in and knocking out the opponent straight away, winning this battle. Next one, we're going to have a great lead here again. We're going to have the Machamp against you, which is going to be a super effective matchup. I want to say, no, it's a very good matchup for you, of course, as the fighting typing moves are going to be resisted, but also Stone Edge is resisted on the Golurk, and you do some neutral damage, but quite a lot of it. Like, the Mud Step buff, I feel like, is just ridiculous. Like, I don't know why they did this like this, but it is definitely a bit too much. I feel like it is definitely a little bit too much, but yeah, we're gonna see the Gastron coming in here. Going to be able to align themselves here, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. You might want to go back into, actually want to go into your LilyKatchum, which can take a hit here, of course, because you don't want to have that against Machamp. You have to hope there's something in the back that's not a flying type Pokemon, basically. But you actually make a great play here by letting those moves go through and just trying to get as much energy as possible, because I guess you could have even went now into the Golurk or something like this, just kept the energy, because like, yeah, the energy can be very nice against the Machamp. We will see the Shadow Ball coming through, not too sure on how much this is needed. I feel like you could still keep the energy for later on, but no, definitely 2 fast moves are going to be enough. And it's going to be Feraligatr in the back. That's not really ideal, but also not the worst, because what we're going to see here now is that you should be able to get to the Shadow Punch quite fast, as we'll see them getting up to 2 Shadow Punches straight away. That is ridiculous. This is way too fast in my opinion, but this is going to be fine, because you're going to be able to now knock out the opponent Feraligatr, and I want to say Golgantus again, which is the German name, Golurk, is going to be able to win this battle. Golurk against Ursaring is not ideal. This is actually the core breaker for this team, Ursaring, which is a very rare Pokemon to be seen. I made a video about this Pokemon already. This Pokemon is definitely worth getting, but the opponent goes for Swift here. That is quite an interesting play. Of course, you knowing this already based on the fast moves that they went for, definitely gonna help you out, as they're gonna swap into the Donphan. Donphan having X2 Mud Step makes this Pokemon actually a very interesting Pokemon, as well as the buff, of course, to Trailblaze. Trailblaze on Donphan going to allow to even do more damage on it, which is kind of crazy. We will see here also the Mud Step coming through. Not too sure if this is the right call or not. It is definitely an interesting play. If it's going to knock them out here, it might be the right call, but actually you can go for another one and also still knock them out, so that's fine. Ursaring is not going to enjoy this one either. Everything would have been resisted on the other one, so like this doesn't really make too much sense. Like all the charge moves are resisted on your Golurk, so that did not really make any sense to really swap out of there onto the charge move, because close combat. I mean, I guess maybe if you expect Trailblaze, that makes sense. Like maybe if you expect Trailblaze, but the standard moveset would be Swift in close combat on that Ursaring, so like there would have been no real reason to swap out of there. But yeah, the Marowak is going to still have to take another Icicle Spear, which would knock them out, so they will definitely use a shield. And now it's down to that Golurk going for the Dynamic Punch. I'm fairly certain it's going to be enough. Golurk has a very high attack stat, allowing it to do a ton of damage here, even with like just non-stab moves. Jellicent next. That's going to be a very difficult one as well. You kinda... Oh, it's going to be Bubble as well, so you kinda definitely want to swap out eventually. I don't know. I would have went very likely for a Shadow Punch and then swapped out, but this is going to be fine, as Surf is gonna get... yeah, still a bit of damage against the LilyKatchum. Honestly, you want to try out LilyKatchum with the move Solar Beam, I think it learns. I think it's gonna be hilarious. Like, especially against all the Gastron, and think like, yeah, fast are going to be resisted, it's going to be fine. I think that would be hilarious. I kind of really want to take a look at this one with a Solar Beam, but as you can see here, that's not going to be a great matchup for you. You can still get the Shadow Ball if we see some lag there as well, which happens to me all the time right now as well. It's just annoying. But Shadow Ball, going to be able to get some nice damage here. Golurk just gonna go for the full farm now, I would imagine. I guess it's going to be the Psychic Fangs coming through trying to get... Oh, it's actually the Crunch. Trying to get the debuff. It's still going to get the debuff against you, which is not ideal. You can go for 2 charge moves here against the Jellicent, but it is going to knock you out with that as well. So you might want to swap out here. You want to stay in. You're going to sacrifice your Golurk to get the Final Shield from the opponent. I guess that is an okay play, but now you have to hope there's something in the back that the Warrain is going to be good against. You can safely go for a shield here, as a Shadow Ball would do a ton of damage, but it is going to be a Talonflame with Fire Spin. I know Fire Spin got buffed, but it's not going to get buffed into the stage where Incinerate is currently, so don't go for that one if you can have Incinerate. It does not make sense. You should go straight for the move. You do that, which is great, because Bubble does way less damage fast move-wise compared to what the opponent tries to go for. But you have to go for an Earthquake anyway, and I think you're going to lose this battle. I think it was winnable. I think it was definitely winnable. Yeah, just swapping out a bit earlier, I would say, with the Golurk would have been helpful, and there's some other small bits that I said as well already. That is weird. That is very weird that Mantine is still here. And also the opponent is having still Annihilate. Yeah, some people, I guess, just did not really notice that seasons can change. But yeah, neither of the Pokemon are now as great anymore. Both of them got nerfed this season here. And honestly, I love the new meta. Like, while yes, I complain a bit about like Mazda being a bit too broken, which I think is the case, and I think it's going to most likely return to a different state. Mostly not next season. They usually don't really nerf things that they just buffed, but I would imagine the season afterwards. I just love how everything is kind of different. I just love how it's a completely different meta, and I think it's a way healthier meta, at least so far, compared to what we had before. And I think it's going to be like I enjoy this season so much so far. Like, this season is so much better than anything else that you had so far, especially as we can try out new teams, new strategies, the new Pokemon, and I don't know, I really enjoy it. By the way, I think that maybe Mantine actually has some potential to come back again with the current meta that we have, because you have coverage against basically everything that's currently good. But I would imagine that you might want to run Bubble. Bubble allows you to even hit hard against something like the Clodsire. And so I would imagine that Mantine has actually quite a bit of play in the current meta. Ace Beam going to allow you, for example, as well to cover up for something like Jump Love, and also Gastron has nothing to do against you. And so I feel like Mantine with Bubble actually is one of those sleeper picks for the upcoming season, but I will see if I maybe make a video about it. We will see anyway, but as you're gonna see as well, the opponent's going to have their licky, not the licky, their licky tongue here. It's a bit difficult for the German words here all the time as well, by the way, but this one is gonna go down, and the Mantine also gonna go down. But I honestly think that Bubble Mantine has a ton of potential, like literally a ton of potential. Here we're gonna see the Zoomer. Again, for Zoomer, I would love to have Solar Beam on this Pokemon, also against the Carbink. Solar Beam would have been so great on this thing here, so I'm fairly certain to learn Solar Beam. Like, really certain to learn Solar Beam, and I think it would be a hilarious move to go for. It learns definitely Hyper Beam, but I'm fairly certain it also learns Solar Beam on this one. We're gonna see the Shadow Ball coming in. But yeah, you can expect for sure a Solar Beam review on this Pokemon on my channel eventually. But yeah, Moonblast is coming through here. This is going to be a move that is getting your attack drop, which is not really ideal. And this guy actually changes the matchup a bit as well, because I think now they can easily survive this one, and this would have not happened otherwise. And so that's kind of annoying. Like, that's definitely kind of annoying. I wonder where the place is going to be for Carbink. Carbink in theory is a very good Pokemon, but I haven't really seen a lot of people using it, and I don't think it's actually a great Pokemon. I think it's a bit too risky right now to run Pokemon that are weak to ground type moves. I think like that is just a bit too risky in the current meta to have Pokemon that have like no play against other ground type Pokemon, which Carbink is one of them. Bastion I feel like is a bit too risky. Any kind of electric type is a bit too risky. And so yeah, this is going to be definitely a meta that's all kind of around the ground typing, which is interesting. Either they counter it or you're gonna play with it. And here we will see the Azumarill going up against the Walrein. This is actually a very favorable matchup for the Walrein as well, because you have Earthquake now, you resist the fast move, but you're going to generate a bit faster energy here as well. Of course, Bubble got buffed recently as well, but as you can see, Earthquake coming through, gonna get some decent damage. We can see the full farm down here nearly, but the opponent tries its best, tries to go for the player off. It's not enough, and in the back is going to be the Galarian Stunfisk, and that is going to be great for Mudslap, and now we can actually see the delicious Mudslap damage here. Let's take a look at this one. It is just great, isn't it? And now also one charge move here is going to be enough to easily knock them out, but they might just want to try to overfarm to 2 as Rock Slide is coming through. Definitely a move that is not really ideal anymore. We see the Dynamic Punch coming through, getting that knockout guaranteed, and in the back this Azumarill is going to have to take now one Shadow Punch, which is going to be able to get the knockout. Moving on, the next opponent, we're going to have the Relegator. This looks like a very difficult matchup. You can swap out here just now. With energy, it's going to be fine later on anyway. We're going to see the Licky coming in, and that is a very silly play by the opponent. There's no way the opponent can win this one. Like, there's literally zero way. You generate energy faster, you do more damage with the fast move, you have the same charge move. Yes, you have a little bit less bulk, but like, what is the opponent thinking here? Like, that does not make any sense at all. Again, Licky Tongue here is not really ideal. Licky Tongue is definitely not something that you should run anymore. Licky is just way better in any kind of regard. Like, fast move wise, it's just like so much better to have Rollout compared to Lick. Yes, Lick had some potential in the basically back in the day where you had like Pokemon like the Annihilate or the Medicham, but like nowadays I feel like it doesn't really make too much sense. Anyway, we're gonna see here the charge move Power Whip coming through. We're gonna have a Body Slam coming through as well. This is going to be kind of great as well here, as it's gonna be able to get the shield. And another Body Slam is coming through now next as well, which is going to most likely get the knockout here. Let's find out. It is gonna get the last shield as well. They're gonna go 2 shields down. Is it worth it? Especially as he can definitely realign. I don't think it's worth it at all. Body Slam gonna get shielded, and you can just go for the full farm down here, which is ridiculous. And the opponent is in such a bad spot now. You can use a shield, you definitely want to use a shield here, and you're just gonna go for the Body Slam spam. Like, what is the opponent supposed to do here? Body Slam spam is gonna be a real... Oh, they want to swap out. They want to swap out into the Talonflame with the buffed Fire Spin apparently. And that is fine for you, as you're gonna be able to take a hit here still as well, because you don't have the Shadow variant of Walrein. Normal Walrein, I think, can even take a Brave Bird from them. And so we are in a very solid spot. One rollout is most likely even enough at this range if the opponent goes for a Brave Bird here, which they do. And so now the rollout is definitely going to be enough to knock them out. And you have a ton of energy. The opponent has Shadow Claw, which barely does any damage. You have Shadow Ball that does a ton of damage. And you can swap out here into the... Oh, you cannot swap out. If they can go for the full farm run, this was a mistake here. This was a ginormous mistake by you. You should have just went for the double Body Slam. I don't really know why you didn't try to do that there as well. But yeah, it is what it is. You're gonna lose this battle, but this was definitely winnable. Oh, this thing. I think it got access to Fly recently. So, like, I don't think this thing actually got nerfed, but also the thing was never great. Swanna is an interesting Pokemon for sure, but it's not a good Pokemon. We're gonna see the shield coming up here, and honestly, Swanna is gonna be something that is not going to enjoy the rollout at all. Rollout is going to be able to get them kind of low, and we see a Body Slam getting shielded again. The opponent, I don't know what they're gonna try to do here. Go for Brave Bird? Go for a return. I don't think the opponent is actually really playing Go Battle League. I don't know. It's a bit weird here. Nidoking with an Iron Tail. That is great. I love to see this. Is it meta? For sure not. But it is funny. And they go down. And so yeah, that's was okay, they at least to quit now. What is wrong with people and trying to bring all the old meta Pokemon? Maybe they just forgot that the league changed. But I guess this player forgot like 3 seasons ago that the league changed, because like they're still bringing the Medicham, which got nerfed this season as well. But that's basically why I say why the core of Licky as well as the Golurk is so great, because you have the coverage. You have just the coverage of Shadow Ball on that Licky, which is going to be the same as a Golurk has, and so like they're kind of very well together, I would say. Shadow Ball coming through, gonna get shielded again, that is totally fine. The Medicham is not even fully XL as well, like they definitely forgot PvP the last few seasons, which is okay. Not everybody has to play PvP all the time. That's a Dynamic Punch, at least they realized that that change came in. And you can go for the Shadow Punch, which is gonna be able to guarantee the knockout. Like there's no way they can survive it. And we can see what's coming in next. It's going to be... the Medicham, not the Medicham, the Thackery again. Thackery is gonna be a bit of an interesting one. I don't know if Dynamic Punch is better than Shadow Punch here for you, by the way. It definitely hits hard, I have to say. It definitely does hit hard. You let the move go through, just trying to rely with a shield on your Golurk, which I like. It's gonna be the Sky Attack, and in the back it's gonna be the Azumarill. And I'm not too sure if this is gonna be a matchup that you can win. But in theory, I think you're fine. If you use a shield here, and go for a double Earthquake. You should put them into range where you can Mud Slap them down with your Golurk, and then go for a Shadow Punch against that Skarmory. I think you would know with this. I think that's the way to go for this one. You use a shield here, which is ideal for this scenario. We're gonna see the charge move coming in here as well. Earthquake is coming through. Gonna get some nice damage, and or you catch a move. Catch a move is totally fine as well. I forgot that switch time is now 50 seconds, not 60 seconds, and so you're fine anyway. You can go for the full farm down here. This was a great play as well. Isaac Spear going to knock them out, and this is going to be it for this one. We can move on to the final battle for the day. Again, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. If you have some interesting gameplay, link is always in the description as well. But we're gonna move on to the final one. We're gonna have a Toxic Rock. That is basically the best possible lead that you could imagine, as you're gonna be able to resist the fast move, and they swap out into another Pokemon that's weak to Mud Slap, and they are just literally getting slapped down here. Shield coming through. Gonna be the Weather Wall, that's fine. Actually swapping out here into the... I don't think that is really ideal, but that is also not really ideal. Whatever the opponent tries to do here doesn't really make any sense at all. We have the Body Slam coming through. Body Slam is going to be able to do a ton of damage. But yeah, interesting team from the opponent. Interesting shield usage here. And I don't know why they didn't go into their fighting type against the normal type if they know that they're going to get aligned against the ghost type. And I don't know why they went into this Pokemon, especially as the ghost type is very weak against the yeah, grass typing there. So I don't know, like, it is definitely an interesting choice from the opponent here. But you're going to be able to let the move go through. It's going to be the Body Slam very likely. And you can even still survive it after the nerf, and so you are going to be in a hot spot. I think the nerf really helped you survive this one as well. It doesn't matter yet. I don't think the opponent actually knows what they're doing here. Like, I don't really want to be judging with that, but I don't really think they really know what they're trying to do here, and that is fine. Like, not everybody needs to know. We're gonna have here the Toxic Rogue. You have so much energy on your Golurk, and I think that's going to be it. I think that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, because I don't think the opponent has any way to go here anymore. Yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like. Here we're gonna have some lag, I guess, at the end. You're gonna see the videos on the end screen here now anyway. Check them out, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.